Welcome back to the Wise Mindset Guy podcast. I'm your host, Nat Plastino, and I thank you once again for tuning into my show. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about finding your authentic self. Now, when we first arrive into this world, we are born as perfect human beings. We are not influenced by our surroundings since we do not really understand much yet about this sort of thing. And so we are born as our authentic self. Once we kind of start growing and are more aware of what's happening around us, we start to mirror our behaviors based on what we see. We start exploring the world and are not afraid of as many things as adults, right? The people that we surround ourselves with, help to influence our movements and behaviors, which navigate based on their guidance. These people can be, our parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, and peers. They try to teach us to the best of their ability, and usually with good intentions. Here is where our authentic self gets lost in the woods, and we start to develop a personality which we mold over the years and believe it as truly a part of us. We may, have heard others say at one point or another, that's not part of my personality. This is where we can get a little misguided. The word personality comes from the Greek word persona, which meant, the mask that actors wore on stage during drama and, comic performances in the Greek Empire days. We all wear different masks or, hats. They wear different hats in different settings. We wear a different mask with our family as opposed to the one we wear around our friends, classmates, or coworkers. So if we wear different masks, then we basically take on different sets of personalities depending on the situation. We can therefore, understand that, we can change our personality at any time and not be conditioned to any one way of acting, right? By restricting what we can do based on how we feel about our personality traits, we are not really being true to our authentic self. So let's just let it be. As a father, I fall victim just as many as other parents do when it comes to having great expectations for my kids. In shaping, who they are to the best of my intentions. Anyone can relate that if I let my kids run wild, then I'm afraid they will not fit into the rest of society. So I need to parent with good balance. I remember once being, at the playground with my kids, and then they were, being loud, as most kids are. They are loud, right? And as I intervened by asking them to be more calm, one of my kids responded, which I'll never forget. He said, "Just let me be as I want to be." And of course, that's super hard for me to do, but we just have to go with the flow. My kids were really teaching me a lesson at that moment to allow them to be closer to their authentic self. I still have trouble to this day with my kids being loud in public places, but I am learning to let it go slowly over time. By letting go, I can get my kids to be, more comfortable and express who they really are. And of course, this is a never-ending cycle. Once we truly find our authentic self, we can move more towards the version of ourselves that we want to be and not let others take the power away by influencing us in the wrong direction. There are many times we feel stuck in our lives. This could be in a relationship, it could be friendship with other people, or living career where we feel our lives are spinning out of control. Each day feels the same as yesterday, which then continues on into tomorrow and then becomes a never-ending cycle. We do not, however, need to feel stuck. I can tell you this with impunity. There are pieces of us which have been conditioned from early childhood, which has made us who we are today. We might convince ourselves that I know who I am, but do you really know who you are? Once we go on a self-discovery journey, we start to unlock those pieces of the life puzzle, which have been locked away so far way back that we pretty much forgotten about them. It is easy to just follow the crowd. It really is. And then be who we are supposed to be according to society. But is that who you really want to be? Do you want to just follow what everyone else is doing? Or do you want to be a leader in your life? We can look at life as riding in a car. We can either be the passenger, where the car navigates the road at every turn, and we can be in the driver's seat. By being the driver, we have full control of everything around us and lead the way down the path that we truly want. Life is a journey. Life is not a destination, which many of us are made to believe and to feel about, but it really is a journey. Sometimes we have been asleep for many years, since society can have a stranglehold on how we think and feel. This is when we need to break free of these chains, and wake up. Now, this self-discovery does not happen overnight. Our true, authentic self is like an onion, which has many layers. You have to peel a little bit at a time. Each day, we can peel off a layer until we get closer and closer to the core. I'll give you a perfect quote for this. We fear the darkness only because we don't know what is there. This quote is meant by the famous Robert Monroe. This life journey, it does seem scary at first, since society gives us the fear that we should not venture off into uncharted waters. But believe me, it's definitely worth the adventure. Distractions happen very, very often. We live in a digital world, which spins our heads from newsreels, notifications from work, or messages from friends about drama and gossip. We need to quiet our minds. Meditation is a great tool to go deep into our subconscious. Once we quiet our minds from all the distractions, an amazing thing happens. We start to discover things about us that we've forgotten. Society has their views on what they feel is important to them, like differences in religion, politics, and so forth. And if you want to base your life on certain views, then, well, that is your agenda. But I also believe in free will. The freedom we choose, the life that we want, allows our soul to be capable of spiritual learning and evolving into the better version of ourselves. We want to be liked and accepted by everyone. I know I do, but I also do not care if I am not accepted. I will not change who I am for someone else to accept me. If I allow society to change who I am, then I am basing life on my false self. I would rather be my true self. That is all for today on the Wise Mindset Guy podcast. If you love this episode, please feel free to share it with a friend or colleague in need. And if you love this episode, please hit subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. That is all for today. Bye for now.